All right, boys and girls, so today we're going to be finding the area of a composite figure. Yesterday and the day before, we were working on finding the perimeter or the distance around a composite figure. That was finding the missing sides, then adding up all of the parts. Okay, so today we're working on area. So we need to think about, first of all, what the formula is for area, which is A equals length times width. That's when you're trying to find the area of a rectangle or square. Now, when we look at these composite figures, that's what they are. They're rectangles and or squares that are put together to make one figure. But we can't just simply do length times width. That's not going to get us the answer. So if I just do 8 times 6 and get 48 square miles, that is not the area of this whole figure. I have to find the area of the parts that the figure is composed of. So Savannah is helping me out again today. Now Savannah, have you found the area of a rectangle and a square before?
Yes.
Have you found the area of a composite figure before?
Yes.
You have. You're extra fancy there in 3rd grade. Well, then I expect you to know what you're doing. Okay, let's take a look. Now, boys and girls, as I go through these steps, these are the steps you need to follow. These are not a suggestion. This is not like if you feel like following them, this is what you need to do, and this is what I expect to see. So the first thing we're going to do is break apart our figure into parts that we can find the area of. Now, of course, there's more than one way to do that. I could draw a line here and break it apart, or I could draw a line here and break it apart. I like to go with the part that's going to give us the most, the less pieces to have to figure out missing sides, okay, or the easiest path to go through. So for this one, I'm going to draw a line there and break it apart into this square and this rectangle. Now I have to be able to keep my work straight, so I label them, and you will do the same. So this is square A and this is square B. I'm going to find the area of each of these. What should I do with both of those areas, Savannah, after I find them?
You should add them together.
Oh, okay. Very good. So let's write A. Notice I'm labeling it because this is going to be the work for A. Then I write the formula. Okay, A equals length times width. Then I plug in what I know. And this is what I think some of you are having trouble with when we were finding the missing side when we know the perimeter. Many of you did not plug in the numbers correctly into the formulas. You changed them around. A formula is a formula for a reason because it always works. Okay, so if we're going to find the area of square A, what's the length of square A, Vanny?
It would be 3.
Okay, and the width is?
3.
3 miles. Okay, so that means it's a square. All the sides are the same. Okay, and that area would be 9 square miles. Okay, now let's write B. Now I have to find the length and the width of B. So what do you think the length is of B?
8.
Okay, 8 miles. So I write my formula again. And Savannah's correct. It's 8 miles for the length on the long side times what?
3 miles.
Okay, now that wasn't labeled, but I can figure it out because this is 6 miles and here's 3 miles, so this must be 3 miles to make that 6. And what is 8 times 3, Savannah?
24.
Okay, so 24 square miles for each of those. We're not finished. We now have to add those two areas together for those two numbers. And we get the area, or the total area, is 33 square miles. And I'm going to circle it. And that's important because we've got an answer here, an answer here, an answer here. You know, I want to know what the final answer is. And I wrote area equals 33 square miles. Okay? All right, let's take a look at this one. Again, I could break this here and here and here and make 3 parts. But why would I want to make 3 parts? Because now that's 3 things I have to find the area of. So where should I draw my line, Savannah, to break it apart?
You could do it right here.
Right there. Okay, and label this A and this B. And let's get started. So to find the area of A, there's A. I write my formula. All right, what's the length of A, Savannah?
It is 4.
The length is always the long side.
12.
12 feet. Okay, so A equals 12 times, what's the width?
4.
4 feet. Okay, so that was very basic. It's written right there. I can see it very easily. Okay, so the area on that one is 48 square feet. Okay, let's go ahead and find B. So I write B, I write the formula, and here's B. What's the length on B?
6.
6 feet, okay. And I know it's 6 because here's this arrow here telling me that that's 6. All right, what about the width on this one?
1.
Where'd you get 1 from?
Because there's 12 in all, there's 5 on the left and 6 on the right. And 5 plus 6 equals 11. And there's still 1 missing, so it has to be 1.
Very good. So let's just write that. All right, another easy problem. 6 times 1 is?
6.
6 square feet. Okay, and what do I do now? Am I all finished?
No.
What do I have to do?
You have to add them both.
Okay.
6 plus 48.
Okay, is?
It is 54.
Okay, so my final answer is 54 square feet. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and try another one. Okay, so where can we break this apart? Let's see, we could break it here, or we could break it here. If we break it here, we've got to kind of cut into this piece. If we break it here, I feel like it's a little more direct finding the answer. Okay. Okay. And then, so this is rectangle A and this is rectangle B. All right, here we go. We write A, then we put our formula. A equals length times width. And for rectangle A, what's the length, Savannah?
The length is 14.
14 meters. Good. And what's the width?
It is 7 meters.
Right, it's labeled 14.7. Okay. Do you know what 14 times 7 is?
I think it's 98.
You think it's 98. Okay. Yes, it is 98 square meters. All right, let's go ahead and do B. All right, I'll write the formula. A equals length times width. Yes, I'm writing the formula every time, and so will you. Okay, what is the length on B?
8.
8 meters. Good. And what's the width? This one isn't labeled, but we can figure it out.
5 meters.
How do you get that?
Because 14 minus 9 equals 5.
You got it. So what's the area on B?
The area is 40.
40 square meters. Are we finished?
No.
No. Okay, I have to add them together. Okay, so A equals 138 square meters, the area. Okay, I circle it because that's my final answer. Okay, let's take a look. Let me put this so you guys can see it. Let's take a look at this last one. So, again, we could divide it here, and have 3. But you think that's too much? Okay, so you go ahead and divide it this time. She wanted to divide it. Okay.
You could divide it here.
Okay. All right, thank you. And so we have rectangle A, rectangle B. Okay, so rectangle A, we write our formula. A equals length times width. All right, what's the length on A, the longer side?
It's 7 yards.
Okay. And what's the width?
It's 6 yards.
Right, it says it right there. So what's the area for A?
The area is 42
Square.
yards.
Yes, 42 square yards. Notice I'm remembering to put my square symbol even in each one because we are still finding the area, therefore you have to have the correct label. Okay. B, A equals length times width. All right, let's take a look at B. What is the length of B?
12 yards.
How do we get 12?
Because right at the top it's 6 yards, and if you pulled that down, you would have 6 plus 3 plus 3.
Right. So this is from here to here, plus the 2 3s gives us 12 yards. And what is the width on rectangle B?
It's 3 yards.
Right, it's labeled for us. That's a basic fact, Savannah. What's 12 times 3?
It's 36.
Very good. 36 square yards. All right, and so are we finished?
No.
Okay.
Keep forgetting.
Oh, okay. What do I need to do now?
You have to add the area 42 plus 36.
All right.
And 42 plus 36. First you do 6 plus 2, which is 8. And then 40 plus 30 is 70.
Right. So 78. All right. And I put my final answer.
78 square yards.
And I circle it. All right. Is that hard? Do you think it was hard?
Not really.
No? You don't think so? Okay. You think they'll be able to do it. They're very smart. So I don't think they'll have any trouble doing it. So boys and girls, you could try this at home. Like I said, you could find the total square footage in your house. You could find the square footage of one of your bedroom or someplace else in your house and make it, be even more interesting if the room that you find it in is like one of these. If it's not a perfect rectangle, okay? And you could find the area and let me know that you did that. Okay, so when you do your work tonight, make sure that you show everything, label everything, because that helps me see your thinking when you show all of your work. And you don't want me to have to write a comment saying, please resubmit because you didn't show any work. As I say in school, it's always easier to just do it right the first time because otherwise you're doing double the work. Okay, so make sure you show all of your work on your assignment for today. All right, have a nice day. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Savannah.
Bye.